Hi, welcome to my channel, What Debbie Makes. I'm a bit croaky today. I've had a cough all week, so yeah, bear with me. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, I make videos about documenting my beginner sewing journey, and this week I'm sharing what I've made this week and my plans for next week. So the first thing I made this week was something that I saw on a YouTube video, which I'll link below, and I thought I need to make this. And it is this little Pinny lady, and she's just lovely. So I put all my pins in there. I used to just keep my pins in a little box, and it was a pain. I could never I just ended up dropping them all over the desk. So now I've got her, I can put her next to my sewing machine and just shove them in, and she was so lovely to make. The tutorial asked for is it something like heat and bond or something, where it was like double-sided sticky tape but with an iron, and I didn't have any of that, so I've just kind of sewn everything that should have been stuck on with this iron-on stuff. But I really liked it. I didn't bother to, you're supposed to do a blanket stitch or something, or hand stitch around the bottom, but I just wanted to use what I had at home. So the blue felt doesn't really go, but that's what I had, and the elastic is from one of the kids' things. But I love her. I love her. And I've got so much use out of her this week. The next thing I made was some fortune cookies. I tried a couple of different tutorials. So this one has got felt on the inside, again blue. That's all I had. And you can see it's on the edges, been done with pinking shears. And although it looks like a good shape, is it in focus? Not really. I like the shape of it, but I just found it really stiff, and when you put the piece of paper in, it just kept on falling out. Whereas this video tutorial, you seal it up, but you stitch all the way around, but you leave a gap, and then the bit of paper goes in the gap, which I really liked, and that's just made from one circle of fabric sewn together, which I loved. So I think I'm going to make a few more of these ones. The next thing I made was a little scissor holder for my little scissors. This one is a little bit big for them, but these are particularly tiny scissors. If I take cross stitch out with me, I don't know if I still have it. What I was using was a folded up post-it note, which actually works really well. But I thought I'd sew one, and I got some cam snaps off Amazon, and yeah, I really love that. The next thing, because I bought the cam snaps, was I made a cable tidy. Super simple, little rectangle, and then you just put the snaps on. So I made a couple of those. Now the next few things are all, well first off, I started by making this dress. This is in a preemie baby size. It was a free pattern, I'll link it below. And I made this as a kind of tester for older children patterns of the same dress, and it is a reversible wrap style dress, so you could turn it, and if you recognise the fabric, it's old bed sheets that I used for my shorts last week. But yeah, it's fully reversible. I've got a photo of it on the doll. It's a bit big on my doll because this is a preemie baby size, and it was the smallest size they did. But then obviously, if one child's doll had a dress, then the other child's doll needed a dress. So I really liked that pattern, but I couldn't figure out how to make it smaller. And the seams were really you turn it all inside out through the armholes, and because it's so small, it was quite fiddly. But then that child's doll's got the biggest doll. The next doll is a lot smaller, so I thought, I'll make some bloomers first. And they're really cute. You literally put in elastic on the top and elastic on the bottom, and they're lovely. And then I thought I'd try and make a matching top, and this was supposed to fit a 12-inch doll. It does not fit a 12-inch doll, and it was so fiddly because it's so small. Imagine trying to turn the thing through this armhole. It was ridiculous, but I did persevere with it, because even though I knew it wasn't going to fit the doll by the end of it, because it was my first time trying out gathers. So you're gathering this material at the bottom, So that was really interesting to do. It was a lot harder than I was expecting. This is not neat in any way, and like I hate how the skirt and the bot top bit attach. Is that in the focus? Yeah, it's so horrible, and I've kind of got at it with the pinking shears. But this does fit the teeny tiny doll we have, but it doesn't fit with this baby. So, dress number 3, which I made by just creating a little template, holding that up against the doll, thinking that's going to work, doing a 5mm seam allowance around it. Why I didn't put in the actual pattern, I don't know. And then I made a slightly longer side on the back pieces, so that they can overlap. And then there's the snap on the back. And again, this one is reversible, which I really liked this one. This was quite easier to do, apart from my skirt. Sorry, my skirt is not straight at all. Not straight, but not curved nicely either. Like you can see, it kind of dips in here. I think that might be where my cutting isn't very straight or aligned. I need practice, but this is what these are for, aren't they? They're all practice ones. So now my youngest daughter has 3 items for her 2 dollies, and my eldest just has the 1. So I think she's going to want another pair of these. So I might try that, because these are a bit tight on that bigger doll. So I might get a slightly larger pair of those. But this fabric was horrible, horrible to sew with. And it is Aldi back quarters that I picked up this week. They were like, I don't want to say £3.50 or £3.95, and you get 5 of them. So I thought they were really good value, but they shed so much. They were really hard to work with. Whenever I tried to sew near the edge, my machine would just like basically eat it. So that wasn't great. But I think they'll be alright for like more of like these sorts of projects rather than the dresses. So we'll make something out of them. I mean, all the things that I've made this week were not in my plans for last week. Last week I wanted to cut out the pattern for my skirt that I wanted to make, which was the Tilly and the Buttons Delphine skirt. But I realised that it needed an invisible zip, which was fine, but it asked for an invisible zip foot. Sorry, my memory card ran out of space. So what I was saying is my machine has a slant shank foot part. So it's just a little bit trickier to find the feet that I need for it. So that's on the back burner for now. And I'm waiting for some fabric to arrive for the other plans that I had. So for next week, once the fabric's arrived, I need to prep the fabric, which I've never thought about doing before, and it's kind of overwhelming, but I don't know whether to just cut them with pinking shears down the edges and then wash. Do people just put it in the wash in a washing bag and hope for the best? I don't know. So I need to research that and look into that. I want to do the sewing mat, and I might do the sewing machine mat with these back quarters, with like a quilt as you go method. I want to make some more fortune cookies. I want to make a basket to put them in, and then I want to make a bookmark for my mum because I bought her a book for her birthday. And that is all my plans for next week. What have you made this week, and what have you got planned for next week? I'd love to hear in the comments, and if you don't subscribe, I'd love it if you'd subscribe to see more. I hope you have a good weekend. Bye!